This month, we're looking at how harnessing technology will enable sustainable future cities. And I'm really pleased to be joined by Kristin Baker from global digital infrastructure provider Schneider Electric. Hi, Kristin.
Hi, Amy. Thanks for having me today.
It's great to have you. Thank you for joining us. So Schneider Electric has a huge remit, not just in the real estate industry, and looks at projects on the scale of a city as well as the scale of a building. Could you give us a bit of an overview on what you do?
Sure. At Schneider Electric, we provide a number of energy and automation digital solutions for efficiency and sustainability. We focus on a number of end segments, including government, education, real estate, healthcare, finance, and data centers. And we're not only solving the challenges within a building, but outside as well.
Great. And let's talk about real estate. So when it comes to new technologies and smart buildings, what do developers need to be thinking about?
Sure. So I think when we look at the building and construction sector, it's a significant contributor to the UK's GDP. However, it's one of the least digitized industries globally. So by thinking digitally at the start and designing flexible buildings that can adapt to the changing usage needs, we can start to future-proof the buildings so that as their useful life is extended, they're fully functional throughout. So it's crucial that designers and developers consider how to do this and what needs to be considered as a part of it in terms of how buildings will be utilized now and in the future. I think the current COVID crisis has shown us all that buildings need to be flexible and that their intended use can evolve over time. So buildings of the future need to be sustainable, resilient, hyper-efficient, and people-centric, leveraging data to be more responsive. With the current plans for carbon neutrality, energy efficiency, future-proofing buildings is key. And a building of the future will use not only resources, but return some to the planet as well. They need to be resilient and have the ability to withstand both internal and external challenges. They need to be hyper efficient, leveraging real-time data to be more responsive, delivering more for less. And lastly, they need to be people-centric, so offering a safe and healthy environment that exceeds users' expectations. So thinking about all these aspects from the outset and really leveraging the digital systems available, we can future-proof our buildings and see a greater return on investment and a more sustainable building.
Good. So it's there's a lot that smart technology can do for us, and certainly things like productivity and collaboration and well-being are a really hot topic for the industry now when looking ahead to particularly things like the future of work and office buildings. But I was wondering if you could do a bit of lingo busting for us. Sure. Could we start with the Internet of Things and what that means for the real estate industry?
Yeah, so I think if you look at the Internet of Things, really it's allowing us to connect to a number of new types of devices that we weren't able to in the past. So all these devices transmit additional information. So if we think about that in the context of a building or in real estate in general, we now have all these additional data points to really leverage. And what that can do is we can start to turn that information into actionable insights to really leverage the full power of Internet of Things, both inside a building and out.
And big data obviously plays a huge role in that. What do we mean when we say harnessing big data?
Yeah, so I think big data, taking all those devices that are now connected via the Internet of Things, there's so much. And to really make sense of all of that, we really have to identify where there's synergies or parallels within the data to really turn that into actionable information. So I think big data from a real estate perspective, again, is looking at all these different streams of information we have coming in, trying to benchmark and use the information to really improve the overall function of a building.
Great. And speaking of function of the building and building management systems, what does intelligent building management systems mean?
I think this is kind of an interesting one because if you look at a building management system, it's always been a bit intelligent, right? Because it's the brain of a building. But I think what we're seeing now is a new level of intelligence within these systems. So by incorporating more data from third-party systems, from all those connected things via the Internet of Things, and information from users within inside the building management system has become even smarter. So it has more information on hand to identify where there's potential issues, understand what might be causing them, and then propose ways to address them or in certain circumstances, resolve them automatically.
Great, really useful, thank you. So we talk a lot about the end user, and there's a lot of discussion around how smart technologies can bring benefits to the finished building. But I'd love to hear a bit more about the benefits technology can bring to the construction process.
Sure. I think there's also a lot of opportunities for improvement in the construction phase before a building is completed. The building and construction sector contributes to more than 50% of global emissions. And 90% of the time, projects often overrun. And this is a result of silos between project teams, inefficient processes, and lack of data visibility. So what happens is this is driving a significant amount of inefficiency. Up to 30% of every project is attributed to rework and waste. Recently, Schneider Electric made an investment in RIB, and RIB is helping to digitize the construction lifecycle. So they're an independent software vendor owned by Schneider Electric now. Their M2 software allows for more efficient planning. So what it does is it takes a 3D BIM model with project and time and cost. It connects it then to optimize the 5D plans. So this allows you to control the construction phase more efficiently with end-to-end product lifecycle management. It also facilitates the collaboration by connecting all the teams and stakeholders through any device, anywhere. It also provides more informed decision-making with real-time data at your fingertips and powered by BI and AI. So really by leveraging this digitization in the construction phase, we can work to reduce the amount of rework and waste in every project and ensure the construction is more sustainable overall.
Great. And can you tell me what you mean by BI and AI?
Sure. So business intelligence and artificial intelligence. So business intelligence is really leveraging the data inside the enterprise to understand what you can take action off the back of, and probably giving you more insight than you might not have had by combining additional data sources. Artificial intelligence is really that next step up of the machines learning and adapting as time goes on.
And is that an area that you think you'll see growing over the next few years when it comes to construction and real estate management?
Absolutely. I think what we're finding now is that, and I know we're going to get into this in a little bit in the future around smart buildings, but the artificial intelligence piece is really allowing the building to start to make those decisions on its own based on the information that you fed it. So I think it's absolutely going to become a critical piece going forward in the building sector.
And digital twins, is that a sort of critical feature and new offer that's playing a key role in the way you're working with developers?
Absolutely. I think digital twin is really that ability to experiment in another part of the domain, not in real time, but that allows you to see how the changes you're going to make in a building would potentially react and see the cause and effect across the full operation of a building. So I think that's really important as well.
Cool. So the building construction's complete. You switched the systems on. Is this now a smart building?
Not quite. So when we look at a smart building, I think a smart building is one that's continuously adapting and learning. In the operate and maintain life cycles of a building, we're continuously looking at how to improve the overall performance. So really leveraging that digital infrastructure that we put in place in the construction phase. And Schneider Electric recently announced a partnership with PlanOn, which is further expanding our capabilities in this area for both new and existing buildings. So what are we talking about in the partnership? We're really looking at this portfolio of workplace management, maintenance and operations solutions integrated with Schneider's EcoStruxure energy management platform. So what this does is it leverages real-time analytics to achieve the smart building vision. So it takes this built environment from a passive setting. It transforms costly assets into safe, sustainable, and resilient buildings. So some examples of what we're talking about here. We can monitor the power status and quality. We can optimize HVAC system loads. We can optimize the energy usage, switching between solar and other energy sources in real time. We can leverage predictive analytics to minimize downtime and proactively address potential issues before they arise. Space management is a hot topic, so we can look at an enterprise level and help organizations make decisions both from a compliance perspective and how they want to run their real estate in the future. We can improve the health and safety of a building, so increasing the overall comfort and well-being of the occupants by monitoring air quality and temperature. So in the end, what does all this do? It really drives higher occupant satisfaction, better process optimization, more sustainability, and better cost efficiency. So I think today, if you build a building in 2021 and you don't do and utilize these features, then it's really not a smart building, and it could quickly become obsolete, cost you more money over time, and really not give the occupants a best-in-class experience.
So really important that we're thinking about all of these aspects right up front at the beginning of the project.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Kristin, thank you so much. That's been a really, really fascinating whistle-stop run through all things smart buildings. Thank you for your insights.
Thank you so much, Amy. My pleasure.